Hey, this is For the Love Studio speaking tonight, and I am the actual founder of the company For the Love Studio. We are here back, and one of the things that I would like to talk about is that while you're building your company, there's a lot of obstacles that came by. What I found out that the image that we put in our head as the founders or like entrepreneurs who are like trying to achieve things, easy to imagine, always easy to dream, but it's hard to put yourself in the gas sometimes, because life is just so chaotic. Like, either if you plan things for a day, like for example, you say you plan a day ahead what you're gonna do tomorrow with your company, but a lot of times one thing that keeps me stuck, for example, is that I plan things with the people and then people like leave you last minute, they like the last minute where things has to be in place. They like, I can't make it tonight, or I have other things going on in my mind. It's like things just go this way, and either it's sad or like it breaks you up. You just gotta still perform, like, and that's the probably hardest thing that I found out, because like, it's just a lot of greed that you have to keep in your mind, because like, from my experience, I did a lot of meetings with people pre ahead. I was like, guys, we gotta do this way, and they're like, yeah, I'm on it, I just still like think about your idea and etc. And the last minute it comes, you don't see them back. And one thing that I told myself is that don't take things personal as you go, because I would just rephrase probably like, don't take things personal as long as you build. And this is powerful, because if you take things personal, like, I just feel like you won't make it far. Because listen, the world that we live in is so chaotic on the ideas, on the value bringing, that so many times you would try to put something out and then it just doesn't work. And for some reasons, like, people who perform less, they seems to have more success and etc. Long conversation story basically. But the best thing you can do for yourself is just to put your feet on the gas, and as long as you're building something today, that's what it matters really. And the mistakes that I learned from my past is that I've been trying to be so much perfect about the things. I've been trying to line up the things as the way I supposed them to be lined up in my mind. But like, later what I found out is that there's never such a thing as perfect moment. And that's what I also talk about that in my shorts and etc. is that there's no such a thing as a perfect moment. You just gotta go and do it regardless, because like, that's why, like, don't take things personal as long as you build. Like, this is important phrase, and it will be like the name of the video, because I feel like, if I took so many things personal from people before I was like trying to build my company, etc., it wouldn't go as far as I am now. But I'm still developing, and eventually I'm still growing and showing my ideas here on this channel. We talk, we put the authenticity, we put the empowerment all up together. But like, my best thing is that, as long as you're consistent in the thing, as long as I'm consistent in doing small tasks per day, I know there's a certain percent of the chance that I got better no matter what. No matter what I did, is that I got better. And like, I put so much trust back in the day to people when I was like working with them, that he won't be late or he won't make it. And sometimes, like, I was amazed how perfect were the people that I worked with while building For the Love. I'm still building, though. You can see it in my channel. There's a lot of conversation going on, how we build that, what it takes. But yes, back to the topic basically, is that before that I was like very focused on like, how the other people perform. But you gotta realize one thing is that it's not all about you, it's also about them. Like, you gotta realize that you gotta put the incentives, you gotta put the something that brings them back. Because as the founders, as the people who build the brand, we tend to like be so much caught up in the box of like, oh, we just gotta make it for us. But it doesn't work that way. It always works other way around, is that you also have to put other people's on pedestal and be like, okay, so if I make that, what it will be for other person, right? And if I don't make that, I guess they don't have incentives to go forward. World is value bringing and world is value rewarded. So think about how much value can you create for other person. Otherwise, man, you can't even expect people to show up on time sometimes, even if that they promise, and that's why, like, this is a greed. It takes certain greed, it takes certain greed and certain resilience, because like that's what I told about in my previous video, is that while you're building your company, you gotta be really delusional on believe that there's a possibility still there. It's like a goal that been put somewhere else, and you're like, all right, tonight my purpose is just to bring my step closer to this goal. Otherwise, just all doesn't make sense why I'm still keep going. A lot of battles, a lot of fights on your way. And I think honestly, like since I've been like pretty much following God and trying to fulfill the God's plan, that's why I'm also realizing that the harder it gets, the easier it will become. It's like the hardest things is probably is just to not doubt yourself. Also, I've been talking about that. If you guys didn't check my previous videos, I mentioned that don't doubt yourself. Like if you doubt yourself, man, it's almost like it feels that it's gotta be ended, because like I told you, beyond of that, there's a lot of other vices that are still there. Think about the temptations that we have, think about the toxic friends that you have, think about the toxic environment that we live in. It's like a lot of things drain your energy, and if you're like not fully with yourself on this process, I guess just make things complicated as they shouldn't be. Be with yourself, be present with yourself, and be in the moment of like, I'm not perfect. I'm not gonna make it perfect today or tomorrow, but as long as I'm keeping my foot on the gas, that what makes difference, not the other way around. Because you just gotta be really delusional on the think of that. Listen, like I know people been telling me that I gotta stop. I know people been like doubting me back and forth. I know it shouldn't be the way as it's now. But what can I do today? What can I do today just to get myself closer to the actual value that I'm trying to build? What could I get from this day to actually post that video? What can I get from today to actually be closer to the next step? Put that steps out. Like if I will be you, if I would be you, and will be you, I guess, is that just make the short and medium term goals. Understand what are the short, medium, and long term goals. After you realize that, now you can make the difference. How you can make the difference? Let me explain. If you know your short-term goals, you basically can outline your next steps, and same goes for medium goals and long-term goals. But speaking about goals it's one thing, but let's go back to the topic, is that, and I will finalize video like that, is that just don't let yourself be consumed by vices, temptations, other people's expectations, you can name them all. Is that if you just fall on this, is that you will make things way harder for yourself. Don't be caught up on that. Don't doubt yourself at any cost. Yes, there will be a lot of days when like things won't go the same way that you expect them to go. There will be a lot of days when like just a sudden BS will come, or a lot of days when just like seems that the world hates you. It's just a lot of days like that will be on your plate. But what it really takes is that you just know that you're 3 feet away from the goal, next goal, and you're just collecting that goals. You're collecting that goals up the way to the top, and that's how I'm really living now, with this approach that, I just gotta find the next piece of gold. I just gotta find the next piece of gold, and I collect that goals to my back. And once I have them on my back, I'm just carrying all that back to the next place. And after I found out all the bags, I guess there's another bags, and that makes me excited to wake up and understand that, oh, there's a gold waiting for me on the other side. Let me go and grab it. If I don't grab it, I guess no one will grab it for me, No one will drag me and say that, listen, you gotta have a gold to be taken care of. And it's also not about that, I just really want people like to be near me and always say like, oh, you gotta go. I know by myself that this is God's plan, and He knows that I'm on my way. He knows that things might take time. All He can do is just control the way it should go. But He also gives me a lot of free will, what I call. And by using the free will in the right way, now I know what really the next step should I take, That's pretty much it. If we finalize the video, there's two principles I would say, you guys. don't doubt yourself, don't be your greatest enemy. And the second one is that know that this is a goals mining activity. Small steps make difference, and don't take it personal by others people's unfulfilled promises and professionalism. There's a lot of unprofessionalism nowadays. We will speak about that in the other video, but yeah, just don't take that personal, man. Don't take it personal. As long as you build, that's what it matters. So I encourage you guys to follow me for more advices, for more all the ways that I'm trying to do my company, how long it takes, what it takes for me to do. Just follow me on the social media, follow me on our platforms. We are there for the Love Studio. We lead now. Things still take time, but we know we are on the greatest path that we can achieve for ourselves. So follow us for more. If you're an artist, fulfill the link that I attached below so you can know what exactly we are on, and I'll see you forward. Peace.